History remembers the roaring fires of the Second Great Awakening, and the man who stood at the center of the flame, Charles Finney. Finney, the father of modern revivalism, was a force of nature. His voice boomed, and thousands fell to their knees in repentance. But behind the public thunder was a hidden lightning rod, a man whose name is rarely found in the history books. His name was Daniel Nash. To many, he was just a frail, disheveled intercessor. To Finney, he was the secret to every victory. Nash hadn't always been a hero of the faith. In his younger years, he was a conventional pastor who faced deep rejection. Voted out of his church at 48, Nash entered a season of profound brokenness and physical suffering. For weeks, he sat in a pitch-black room, his eyes bandaged against the light, seeking a God he felt he had failed. In that darkness, a new fire was forged. Nash emerged not as a preacher, but as a spiritual scout for the coming kingdom. By the 1820s, a rhythm was established. Weeks before Finney would arrive in a town, Daniel Nash would enter quietly, unannounced. He didn't seek the pulpit or the crowds. Instead, he sought a cellar, a barn, or a remote cabin where he could labor. In these hidden places, Nash would begin his true work. He would fall to his knees and stay there for days on end. He kept a list. In his worn leather notebook were the names of the town's most hardened skeptics and influential leaders. He prayed until he was exhausted. He prayed until his clothes were soaked with sweat even in the freezing cold. This was the labor of intercession, a spiritual battle fought in total anonymity for the souls of people who didn't even know his name. Then, the breakthroughs would begin. In the town square, men known for their cold hearts would suddenly stop in their tracks. Without warning, the weight of their own lives would crush them. Skeptics would weep openly, drawn toward the meeting houses. Only then would Charles Finney arrive. He would see the fields white for harvest, prepared by a man he deeply respected. They would meet in the shadows. Nash, looking fragile and worn, would give a simple nod. "The atmosphere is clear," he would say. The price of such devotion was high. Nash was often mocked by younger ministers who valued eloquence over agony. They didn't understand his groans or his unkempt appearance. They saw a fanatic, while God saw a faithful servant. He lived on the edge of eternity, fasting until his body was paper thin, his heart entirely consumed by the mission. In the winter of 1831, in a small room in New York, the intercessor finally finished his race. He was found on his knees, his head resting against a wooden bed frame. Daniel Nash died exactly how he lived. He was buried in a neglected grave, forgotten by many. But when Nash left this world, something changed. Finney himself noted that the spirit of revival seemed to depart with him. The raging fires began to cool. The great evangelist realized that the power hadn't been in his words, but in the prayers of the man in the cellar. Daniel Nash remains a reminder that God's greatest work is often done in secret, by those willing to be invisible. Who are the Daniel Nashes of our time? The ones who fuel the fire while staying out of the spotlight. May we never forget the hidden engine of prayer, for without the intercessor, the revival has no breath.